Well, good morning. The river is going back down. I checked it this morning. Down here at the bridge, it's 10 feet something, 10 something. So it crested just above 14 feet. I'm going to read one verse. Well, no, two verses from Psalms. Psalms 37, 25, and 26. I have been young and now am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, or his children begging for bread. He is ever lending generously, and his children become a blessing. I heard. Well, let me go back on one other thought. I was thinking some people do crossword puzzles to help keep their mind sharp. They say that's one of the things that you can do, like after a stroke or as you age, to do. Another one is public speaking and putting thoughts together. So that's kind of why I do these talks, I guess you might say. But it reminded me of how in this world I see four types of people. I see extremely gifted people, say it, athletics, acting, singing, in the spotlight, in their famous fame, with absolutely no wisdom. When they speak about whatever, the wise things of this world, they're totally in the dark. And then I see the same type of person, and when they speak, they're really, really wise. And then I see the opposite of that, of people, that are not famous, that are really, really wise. When they speak, it's nobody knows them, but they're really wise when they speak. And then also the same type of person that when they speak, they're not wise. They're so I guess that's my my approach. I'm not sure which one I fit into. Hopefully, it's the one with humility and the opposite of hubris. But anyhow, now I've totally lost my my train of thought. My point. I was listening to a politician here in Illinois, a representative. I won't name a name, but he was asked a question about the AI centers and the data centers that are being built. There's several of them being built here south of town, and they're new proposals for new ones. And he was asked on that, and he did the typical politician thing. He tried to play both sides of the fence, and get the votes of everybody. But he ended it with one comment that caught my attention, and that was, it's going to happen no matter what, and whoever gets the superiority of it, that controls it, will have the upper hand and the advantage. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's been the case through through human history, all the way through. Different technologies, nuclear weapons, and you can keep going back. The automobile, the airplane, the Industrial Revolution, the what was the one back with the changed farming? Oh, can't remember it. Can't remember the name, but you get the idea. And all throughout history, that superiority, when held by those that were evil, a different outcome happened than the ones that had good. And what I just read, the righteous man. And then when I think of AI, this is kind of how I perceive it. I guess in reading the scriptures, AI unlocks many mysteries in the end times. One of being the mystery of the mark, and that's now totally unlocked. I mean, the control mechanism of not being able to buy or sell. And you look at how the CBDC works, controllable, programmable money can be turned off. It can only be spent on certain things. It has a time frame. It has to be used. And with Elon Musk was talking about just yesterday I read it, what's it called? Universal high income. And I'm thinking, yeah, universal high inflation. But that whole mystery of 20 years ago when you read that passage in the Bible, it's like, what is it talking about? AI unlocks that, how that's going to happen, how that's going to be controlled, how that's going to be worldwide in its scope, and all seen and all knowing in the transactions of having a mark here or here. And it'll be an act of worship, because by getting it, you are bowing down, just like the Old Testament, what they tried to do with Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It's an act of worship is what makes it so egregious to God. You're bowing down to the beast system, Satan, evil. So that mystery is totally clear as the nose on my head, on my face. And then the next one dovetails onto that all-seeing, all-knowing. I was driving down 39 here, and I see a new camera put up. That's gonna it could see the license plates. Who knows? It could maybe see the face recognition in the cars, but most likely it's the license plates. It was just put up. It had a solar panel, and you could see that it was a camera. And now they're at all the intersections, and that unlocks the mystery of how, whatever you want to call him, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, that fallen angel that was one of the third that roams to and fro on the earth. That was what Jesus asked. So where have you been? And Satan replied, I've been walking to and fro, causing havoc. Kind of like the song by Mick Jagger, "Sympathy for the Devil." He goes back all the historical events that he was there, I was there. You get the idea. But he's not omnipotent. He's not all-seeing. He's not all-knowing. Like, he was created by the Most High, that is all-knowing, all-seeing, that dwells in an unapproachable light that our 3-pound brains just cannot grasp. We have a hard time finding a word to describe that. It's not in our scope of comprehension in our present state. But that mystery to me is unlocked through AI, the all-knowing, all-seeing, or it's at least attempting to be those attributes, through the artificial intelligence system. And then the system themselves remind me of the Tower of Babel. It's a similar type of a spirit behind the civilization that built that. And then you look at, and I see a parallel of the AI beast system. Now, whether or not it's going to have a sentient quality through the machine itself, or if that sentient quality will be a disembodied demon, such as the one that was cast into the pigs, that Jesus cast into the pigs. I don't know that, but I see the realm of possibility of the evil that exists in the world. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers, against the principalities in the heavenly realms. So that mystery is kind of, there's more clarity, I guess you might say. And then the final one that I will leave you with is I've always seen a similarity and a mirroring in the end times in Revelation to the Exodus, the plagues. And I see a similarity. AI is the modern day Pharaoh from the Exodus. I could be wrong on that one, but that's just kind of my take at this present time. So anyhow, I hope you all are well, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go kayaking today or not. I'll see what the water level is and how I feel this afternoon. I'm either going to go kayaking or maybe start getting the garden ready for planting, and maybe change the oil on the lawnmower. Got it running yesterday and mowed the grass down, but boy, it's nice having the sun shine and the daylight, up until about 8 o'clock now. My solar panels and my solar system are functioning in a more useful way, put it that way. The wintertime, it's like they're pretty much worthless. So, alrighty, you all take care and God bless.